Hey, Michael, you're there already. Trying to get it so you guys can see better. There's no preview on this thing, so I can't tell what it looks like. The fingers, how you doing? Looks okay, Michael? You see it good? Get the whole darn track in here at least. Most of it anyways. There we go. Yes, the fingers. Happy Friday, my friend. Well, as you can see, we've got a completed car here. Is that good right there, Michael? Okay, yeah. I'll stop fooling with it. Looks all right. Good. Okay. Get my tire cleaner here. Looks like somebody dropped out. Is it still working? Must be. Oh, there we got 3 now. Good. So here we are, the big reveal, the big maiden voyage. Hey, Rob, Swift Slots, boy, thanks again for joining us so late, man. You are up late, my friend. It's 1 a.m. there. I'm just dilly-dallying to see if anybody else pops in. Hope that's okay with you guys. Yeah, I'm not even going to sit there. I'm not even going to get in the way. Hi, everybody. You're awesome, Rob. I appreciate it. I'd stay up for you too, brother. That my controller is it is a Professor motor, and don't ask me the part number because I don't know, but it's just a Professor motor, and it's their basic. It's kind of the bottom of the barrel for adjustables. You know, it's brakes and sensitivity, and it's the way to go. I think they're about $139, somewhere around there, something like that. Yeah, I have 2 of those for the track. As you know, I was talking with Danny the other night about controllers, and those damn plungers that come with the Carreras are junk, and the triggers that come with Scalextric ain't no better. So, you know, if you want a good bargain one, this is it. You can buy the ones without these too, but you know, for the extra 30 or 40 bucks that they charge, I think, you know, having the sensitivity adjustment is all the way to go. Hey, Clearwater, thanks for popping in. So that's my Professor motor controller there, Michael. Yeah, it's nice having the controls, totally. Because every car is different, especially with us building our own. They're all different. Patriot Hobbies, welcome. There you go, Frank. I'm guessing that you got the notification then, Frank. Yeah, I agree, Michael. The brakes to me is more important than the sensitivity, but I do like the trigger sensitivity as well because you can change the curve of the trigger. So, you know, some cars, the motors in them, they're like an on-off switch, and you can dial that out of it. Hey, Raul, welcome, brother. Frank G. Sisto Jr. Yes, sir, I did. I did correct the rear wheel width. Might as well. I'll go ahead and show you guys. I narrowed it up. I brought these together, and it was a simple matter of heating up the tubing and squeezing them, pushing them in a little farther. Very simple to do. Took me 5 minutes to reset the wheel track width. But yeah, it was way bad last time. I don't know if you noticed that, but now it looks correct. And it is actually right on the money, 2 5/8 inches, which Harry said was the rules for the race. So it is now 100% legal, front and rear, 2 5/8. You can see it's a Chevelle. I cast a Carrera Chevelle body, one of the old ones, so because I wanted to make a Chevelle for my sportsman car, so made a mold. The Carrera car body belonged to somebody else, so I have to give it back. But yeah, so there's our chassis. It's done. My mount. When we're done running it, I'll take it apart and show you the mount. I didn't do the normal, just the little tabs like what George does. I like to get creative, so I've added a little body float into mine. Yeah, the fingers of Rebelle track it's about the same size as Carrera track, actually. Hey, Rob, good to see you, DeLeon. You know what? I don't know if there is, Rob. You might ask Marty. He seems to be the resident expert on all this digital to analog stuff. Actually, yes, Michael. I made this mount with the kit parts. All leftover stuff from the kit. Yes, Frank, this is a resin car. One of my castings. I don't know if you saw the first 2 live streams that I used. I was using a Carrera body, and that belongs to a friend of ours up in Chicago. And he lent me that body to make a mold because the Carrera body, the Chevelle, is hard to find. So, and he had already hogged it out to make his car with, so it worked perfectly. So now we got resin bodies for these Chevelles now. So what do you think? You guys want to see it run? I haven't seen it run yet. I'm going to do a little drum roll, please. Let me turn the power on here. Let's see, what do we have the voltage at? It's at 11 volts. Let's give it a whirl. Hope it goes forward. Yeah, me too. Drum roll, the fingers. Thank you very much, the fingers. Can we do like Christmas Vacation? And away we go. Look at her. Whoa. Yep, she's a runner. Let's call that successful. And now you got to remember too, the tires haven't been glued on, they haven't been trued, nothing. That's just put together. No tuning of any kind. So it's pretty smooth, pretty quiet. I bet if I clean those tires real good, it'd probably stick a little better. I'd call that successful, guys. That's right. She's a roller, and now she's a runner. Very cool, huh? Got it. So, what do we have in this project? First night, we spent about an hour and 15 minutes. Second night, we spent about an hour. And now today, I probably spent a good couple of hours just building the mount, fixing the rear track width, getting the body fitted. So we got 4 hours. Let's just call it 4 hours tied up in this car, which isn't much for, building your own car. Now, next comes paint and all that stuff, and that's a whole nother ball game. Thanks, Michael. Yeah. Hey, wow, man. Welcome, brother. You missed the first run. The fingers. You know what? Let me see. I happen to have a tape measure right here. The track without the borders is 7 inches wide, and it is 12 inches long. So they're 7 by 12, and then the borders are separate, and the borders add 3 inches to it. So it's 10 inches wide with the borders. So there you go. Not sure how big Carrera is. Carrera might be a little bit bigger. Here, let's clean the tires to see if it goes a little bit better. Not bad, huh, boys? Is what a polycar, wow, man. Here, let me crank up the voltage a little bit. We'll turn her up to 12. There's 12 and a half right there. This is a little bull ring too, so this track is tiny. I just threw it together so we could see it run. There we go, boys. So yeah, that's exactly what's happening, Frank. My wife's ordering dinner as we speak. Is it wider than Carrera? I thought Carrera was bigger than this stuff, the fingers. Well, all right then. Here, let me go get a screwdriver and take it apart real quick. I'll show you guys. Since we've seen it run, I'll show you what I did. I think I'm going to bring you guys down here a little closer to my level. A little easier for me here. Let's see here. That doesn't help really. All right, so first I'll just show you here. I'm looking at the screen. Here's my mount. There's an outrigger. These outriggers are not connected to the chassis other than by a piece of wire. So let me take it apart and show you. It's very simple, really. I just like to do things different. Okay. First, let me show you the body. I did it. It's like George. I use styrene sheet on the inside to make the little flanges for the body to sit on the mounts. And now here's the mount. All right, I'm going to stand behind the camera here so I can do this. Okay. So there's a wire running through here and a wire running through here. It gives the car, it's a tiny amount. I don't want this thing flopping around. You probably can't even hardly perceive it on camera, but these move. It moves just a small amount to give the car, the body is isolated from the chassis. Hey, George, you made it. Thanks, brother. I know you're busy. But I don't know if you guys can see how that's working or not, but that is how I did it. Because I'm weird and I like to do things differently. But that's it. So you too can build one of these chassis with your kit. Yeah, runs great. So, any questions? Yeah, Rob, they are. They match the rears. That's the way those sportsman cars are in real life. So, we try to replicate exactly what the real ones look like. I screw it tight, Michael. I screw that body right to those mounts. There's no reason to leave it rattling around floating. That's what this whole system is about. So that the body is screwed tight to these outriggers and the outriggers move. So the whole thing moves as a unit. The chassis is independent of it. But yes, sir, I screw the body tight to it. Frank from New York. Frank, you have Revell track. I didn't even know you had it. You've been holding out. Yeah, thanks, Wild Man. It helps. $1 million. How much do you have, Frank? I've got about 100 feet. And I have 5 or 6 complete of the bigger 21-inch turns. And I have 5 or 6 of the standard 14-inch turns. And then a ton of the straights. And I also have the very desirable half straights that you can't find anywhere. And I got lucky and found a whole box of them. Rob, it just depends on the car. Like on the hot rod cars, I try to build a little bit of float into the hot rods too, but they're not necessarily built for speed. So I don't worry too much about it. But body float helps these cars because they don't have suspension. So the body needs to be able to, inertia needs to work. So when you enter a corner and you put on the brakes and, the body needs to be able to move back and forth on the car. When you enter the turn, the body needs to be able to shift weight, just like a real car. So because we have no suspension, that is pretty much what we're doing. We're adding a type of suspension to the car. Oh, hi, Daniel. Sorry, I didn't see you there. My computer's on the other side of the room, and I'm trying to read it as we go. I'm sorry if I missed you there. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you guys wasting your Friday night with me playing with toy cars. Although you're probably just like me, you don't think it's a waste either. It's not a waste of a Friday night. Although my wife might My wife might differ. Let's put the body back on her. Give her a few more laps. The only thing I don't like about these resin cars is they wiggle around too much. The bodies are very flexible. So you got to get the screws in the right place so the body will be twisted sometimes. You just have to fool with them. So what do you guys think? Do you think you'll be able to do it now? I think you can. You've got plenty of resources now. You've got George's fantastic videos. Got some live streams of mine now to go back and look at. I think you guys can all do it. I don't think there's any problem whatsoever in you guys building a car. I'd like to see you guys all get a car built and send it into Harry so we can all run them together. That would be fantastic. Well, that's cool, Frank. Do you set it up and run it still? Do you still use it? Yeah, thanks, Raul. Thanks, George. Appreciate it. It is pretty smooth. It's a nice, smooth running car. It's pretty quiet. I think she'll be a contender. I agree with that, Rob. Swift slots, Rob. Oh, hey, Pat Bakers. I just saw you were on there too, brother. Thanks for popping in. Sorry I missed you. I think I see what you're going with there, Michael. I meant build a car and send it in so that we could race them. That's what I meant. Join the fun. Get your car into the series. Let's race them. So, what do you guys think? What are you guys doing on this Friday night? Are you guys playing with slot cars too? She's definitely fun. Yeah, I bet it is, Raul. Working your butt off on changing that thing around. Yeah, the finger, that's for sure. Hey, Tab, you made it. Did you see it run? Yeah, it's pretty quiet, Tad. Yeah, I told you, Rob. You need to let me know what you want me to send you, and I'll make a list, and I'll message you the list of the bodies I have, and you tell me what you want. Cool. Sounds good, Frank. So cool, you guys. And remember, I still have to glue in through the tires. That'll really quiet it down too. Let's try it in the outside lane. I think the track has a dead spot over there. I think it does. I think it's got a bad connection over here. This outside lane. Don't mind my big belly. Well, guys, there it is. See the runner, as George would say. Yep, it does have broken barriers. Those barriers are all going to disappear when this track gets mounted down perfectly. My big track with all the scenery, Tad. I'm afraid to tell you where that track is. It's in a trash dumpster. When my wife and I moved 6 years ago, the track couldn't come with us, so I had nowhere to put it, nowhere to store it, and nobody wanted it. So I cut it up into little pieces with a Sawzall and put it in the trash dumpster. I know I'm going to go to hell for that too. Hey, say hi to Gloria, the fingers. Yeah, that was a rough day, Tad. Cheers, fellas. Gonna have me a little drink. I will, Tad. Yeah, that's the plan. As soon as I get to my forever house, we are currently living in an apartment, hence the reason I'm playing on the dining room table. So once we buy another house, we've already got it planned. Believe me, my friend. But we're not buying a house here in California again. I don't want to buy another house here. So we're waiting to see where we land. We're probably going to land somewhere North Carolina when my daughter gets out there for school. Yes, George, you're damn right. You're going to help me build it too. I'm going to hold you to that as well because we are probably going to be neighbors. You know that. Good grief, Harry's sending me pictures of big steaks.
Oh, you're done?
Well, as you probably just heard, my wife just walked in with my dinner. So let's I'll show you one more quick lap and then we'll wrap it up. She runs. So I'm gonna go eat my supper, fellas, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Clint, yes, it is a Professor Motor Controller. Yes, I am, Michael. I know you told me, George. Area 52. Yeah, it's going to be, we're going to get ourselves into some trouble, I'm sure. All right, fellas. I'm going to go eat my dinner. Again, I appreciate you guys all very much. I hope you guys know that. Thank you for coming in and spending your Friday evening with me for a little while. And I hope that this inspires you guys to all get building because it's not that hard as you've seen in real time now. So go check out George's videos, check out mine, and let's get some cars built, guys. Thanks, and we'll talk to you all later. Have a great weekend. Okay.